Look at Kansas City right now, 65 degrees, blue sky overhead. There are so many areas today, tomorrow, even yesterday that have been feeling really nice. I think, you heard Dr. Knapp say how excited he was to get outside and enjoy it. I think a lot of people are doing the absolute, even if you're just laying in that kind of dead grass, just soaking up the sunshine like a lizard. I totally understand. You have to do that after a long winter for some of you. Now today, Kansas City, a high of 82. Warmer than Miami, 78 with some morning showers. That was probably one that you did not expect. You're like, yeah, okay, Kansas City, maybe warmer than somebody in the mid-south. But yeah, Miami, South Florida, slightly cooler than KC today. All thanks to that warm air really surging across the eastern part of the country now. We've been dealing with it in the middle of the country, but now parts of the southeast also seeing that significant uptick in temperatures. You want your money back on this one in Minneapolis. You're sitting at 29. It's 47 in Chicago. Not bad for Chicago, but when you look slightly south and you're like, Omaha's 60, it's 72 in St. Louis. Oh, you just wish that could go just a little farther north. Syracuse sitting at 32. We're at 70 in Raleigh, Atlanta, and low 70s for Savannah. Now, high temperatures today forecast in the mid and upper 70s across sections of the southeast and mid and upper 70s through the Plains states. A lot of that warmth continues to be focused across parts of Kansas and Missouri and Oklahoma. Tomorrow, OKC right around the 80 degrees. We'll be there in Dallas, Jackson, Atlanta, all in the upper 70s. Chicago, Minneapolis, still cool at or below freezing for those areas, but it's going to be record warmth for many on Thursday. Alamosa, Colorado, the forecast is 63, the record 62. Colorado Springs, I think you'll be close to your record at 70. Tampa, close to the record. Fort Myers, within 2 degrees. Dodge City, Kansas, that's a spot where we expect at least a tie, forecast and record at 79 tomorrow. And again, as that ridge is in play, we'll have that warmth set up here in the middle of the country. That could help fuel, be one of our ingredients for severe weather here, Dr. Knapp, as this next system pushes east.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be in places that we don't usually think of being prone to severe weather in early March. We're talking about places like Iowa. It's been pretty cold for a while, but we've got a couple of systems that we talked about that are moving in from the Pacific, number one, number two, and these will be ejecting east of the Rockies once we get to the weekend. So watch where system number one goes by Friday. Here it is, and system number two is right behind it. And that's the last day that this is really just a western issue, because system number one ejects out into the plains on Saturday, and that is taking a fairly northern path relative to the distance between the Gulf of Mexico and Canada, and that's going to bring some very warm and moist air way up into the northern plains and northern Midwest. And then system number two quickly behind it ejects out into the plains on Sunday, and it's going to take a little bit more southern of a track. So we're going to have two systems. Let's look at number one, and here's the low on Friday getting out into the plains, and once we get to Saturday, that low moving over Iowa, and look at all this warm, moist air going all the way up into southern Minnesota and into Wisconsin. That is going to produce enough instability and moisture, and with that energy, jet stream energy in the atmosphere, we could have enough wind shear to organize some of the thunderstorms. And watch how the GFS does that. It's even farther north, so that warm, moist air really getting pretty far north. Not going to be a snow event for Des Moines. This could be a severe event on Saturday and Saturday night. The main threat would be strong winds, damaging thunderstorm winds. Slight chance of some embedded tornadoes in a quasi-linear complex, and we could have some hail. But I would be mostly thinking about the strong thunderstorm winds. And then system number two, as I showed you, is going to be quickly moving a little farther south on Sunday. That presents a chance of severe thunderstorms in places like Arkansas on Sunday. Now, again, we're still several days out here, so we're going to have to refine all of this. But we already know the risk is there, because here comes system number two farther south on Sunday. And Sunday night, we're going to bring the energy in the atmosphere into Arkansas and a little bit farther south. And that means, because of that farther south track, that places that got the severe weather on Saturday could be getting some wintry weather Sunday and Monday. And then it all depends on exactly what the track of that low is, what kind of weather we get in the Northeast. Mike?
All right, so let's start now with some of that snow for a place like the Twin Cities, Dr. Nab. Let's begin Friday night because that's when it rolls in. St. Cloud right now is cloudy. It is 27 degrees currently, and it looks like the temperatures will stay on the cooler side for the next few days. What that leads to, again, is a chance for some snow or some icy weather to move in. And we think that might be more of an issue for you in a place like the Twin Cities because beginning then late Friday night going into Saturday morning, look at the icy weather that comes in. Initially, we start off with rain at 33, but getting down to or below freezing during the overnight hours, waking up Saturday morning to potentially a coating of ice for you here in Minneapolis. That's what we have highlighted in pink on the map here. A tenth to say a quarter of an inch of ice. That could include, say, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, Eau Claire, near Wausau. These are places where you might get a little bit of glaze on the roadways and be extra careful. Maybe the one thing that could save us in all this is it's a Saturday, so maybe not as many of us will be out on the roadways getting into trouble, but handrails, sidewalks, those will all be encased in ice here. You can see, and Minneapolis isn't often on that rain-snow line, but we are this time, again, happening overnight Friday through Saturday morning. The snow farther north, including, say, Brainerd, Duluth, up through a place like Marquette. And then the rain comes in as temperatures begin to warm. Again, a good surge of southerly air comes in, so Minneapolis, we go from ice to rain, then we probably end as snow. Saturday, 6 p.m., it's rain in Chicago. It's rain in Green Bay, maybe with thunderstorms. And that rain snow line even pushing its way up through northern Michigan. Traverse City will be in showers and storms on Sunday overnight. So we're talking Saturday overnight into Sunday morning. So this area here could be looking for thunderstorms. This area back in here could be looking for even thunder snow. Minneapolis, we end as snow, but watch for that icy weather by Sunday midday. Things are beginning to clear out for us. As far as the snow forecast goes, let's start with the European model. Heavy snow back here across the plains, less as it rolls up into the Midwest here. GFS model has a little bit different scenario here, a little bit farther north with the snow and heavier snow that does come now from, say, near North Platte all the way up through the Arrowhead of Minnesota. So exact tracks of the snow still to be determined here, Alex, but it's coming later this week and this weekend.
And then we've got the Northeast in play. We take you right now to Sackett's Harbor, New York. Looks pretty, but it's cold. Temps in the mid-20s. Not unusual for the Northeast to get in on snow in March. We know it happens, and it happens on a big scale. Don't necessarily think this is going to be a huge blockbuster event, but still accumulating snow potential into the Northeast, just as Mike showed us into the Midwest. Now, we look at our total forecast. At this point, we're a little farther out, so looking at most areas getting in on light snow. Some moderate snow potential up in the North Country of New York, northern sections of New Hampshire. But again, Saturday night through Monday night, most areas in northern New York and New England are going to be looking at light snow for this. Saturday at 9 o'clock, we've got some of that snow, rain-snow mix, maybe even a little freezing rain where you see the pink. A place like Syracuse, 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, actually starting with more in the way of light rain. Buffalo as well, the I-90 corridor, in fact, Albany all the way back into western New York, seeing rain. That'll continue through the afternoon hours on Sunday with areas farther to the north seeing any of that wintry mix or snow. Look at Sunday temperatures, 66 for Pittsburgh, but up into the Burlington area, low 50s, Bangor in the mid 40s. So with those cooler temperatures nestled into northern New England, that's where we could see the rain snow mix with some of the wintry weather, or way up north, some of the areas of just snow. 10 o'clock on Sunday night. Now we begin to see that transition to snow for places like Oswego, New York, so just north of Syracuse on I-81, Watertown getting the snow. I think Syracuse, you'll see periods of wintry mix during the day on Monday. By Monday, highs are much different than they are on Sunday. 38 in Binghamton, 50 for Pittsburgh. Buffalo sitting at 38 with a mix of rain and snow. Burlington likely seeing snow, but temperatures above freezing for highs. And 3 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, snow still falling in some of these areas, but accumulations will be held in check by the mix of the rain and the snow, periods of rain. Also the fact that it is March. When, again, we look at the European model, this is forecasting light snow for most areas. GFS has very little snow, Mike, so that's why we're keeping light to moderate, if anything, in the forecast for most areas.
Maybe just enough winter to remind you it's winter, right? Well, still to come here on Weather Underground. Record-breaking floods continue to wreak havoc across portions of Australia, forcing thousands to evacuate. We have the very latest for you. Plus, we explain some key takeaways from last night's State of the Union address regarding new efforts to fight climate change and improve infrastructure when we come back.